Rangers are bracing for another twist in what's already shaping up to be a busy summer at Ibrox. With transfer activity heating up on multiple fronts, fresh developments behind the scenes have opened the door for a surprise departure, one that few would have predicted just months ago. A promising talent, once seen as part of the club's long-term plans, now appears to be edging closer to the exit, as interest pours in from across the footballing map. Conversations have begun, inquiries have been made, and momentum is quietly building toward a move that could benefit all parties involved. As the squad undergoes a reshuffle and minutes become harder to guarantee, this emerging scenario has placed one player's future firmly under the spotlight, and it's happening faster than many expected. So, who could be on their way out? And what could this mean for Rangers going forward? Let's break it down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Russell Martin says Max Aarons and James Tavernier could play in the same team together for Rangers this season. Question marks were raised over the captain when right-back Aarons joined the club on a season-long loan deal from AFC Bournemouth. Indeed, further doubts emerged when he started over Tavernier in Rangers' first pre-season friendly against Club Brugge at Ibrox last weekend. If you play for Rangers, there needs to be a level of discomfort or uncertainty about your role in the team, Martin recently told Sky Sports. I don't think anyone can be nailed on. How people respond, whether that's Tav, whether that's anyone else in the squad, how people respond will dictate if they play, when they play, how they play. There's definitely a chance that Max and Tav can be on the same pitch together, for sure. It's not just going to be one or the other. But Max has definitely added to the quality of the group. Rangers are currently down south at St George's Park for a pre-season camp. Ridvan Yilmaz trained away from the main group on Friday, while Cyril Dessas and Hamza Igerman were also not involved with the majority of Martin's squad. The likes of Ben Davies, Leon King, Clinton Enciala, and Jose Cifuentes have not travelled south of the border, and Martin confirmed that Robin Proper is closing in on a switch to FC Twente. I think the plan's been pretty consistent all the way through, really, Martin said. From the time we first spoke about it, from the time I first got the job. We sat down and spoke about the squad structure, how it's made up, and not just in terms of ability and positions, but character, experience, development, players that have the potential to become real assets for the club. So there needs to be a healthy balance of all of it. And I think we're pretty much, listen, we all want, I'd rather have a few more players in now, but you'd rather wait and get the right ones. I think every situation is different. Every situation is different. But yeah, I think you can probably ascertain that if they're not here, they're not involved with us, they've either been close to something else, or they're just not needed in their position this week because we have a lot of players. We've travelled with 25 outfield players, which is still quite a lot, and 4 goalkeepers, so I don't think we needed any more than that this week. Now in a shock Rangers exit, Rangers winger Ross McCausland is at the centre of growing transfer interest, with multiple clubs across England, Europe and Major League Soccer lining up to secure his services on a loan deal with an option to buy, sources have revealed. Interest in the 22-year-old Northern Ireland international has intensified in recent weeks, with several sides already making direct contact with Rangers to inquire about his availability. After a season of fluctuating fortunes and limited opportunities, McCausland appears to be edging closer to a fresh start elsewhere. The pacey attacker managed 3 goals and 1 assist during the 2024/25 campaign, but his involvement was restricted to just 25 appearances under Philippe Clement and, briefly, Barry Ferguson. As the season wore on, McCausland found himself increasingly sidelined, with game time drying up during the crucial run-in, a frustration that has reportedly prompted the player and his representatives to explore options away from Ibrox. Having joined the Rangers Academy back in 2019 from Linfield, McCausland has long been viewed as one of Northern Ireland's brightest young talents. He made his senior debut in May 2022 at the age of 19, a moment that marked the culmination of years of steady development within the club's youth structure. Though he initially returned to the B team following his debut, the winger forced his way back into first-team contention in the autumn of 2023 after Michael Beale's departure, impressing then interim boss Stephen Davis with his energy and direct style. That period proved to be the high point of McCausland's Rangers career to date. He was one of the few shining lights in a turbulent spell for the club, and was duly nominated for the PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year award. The recognition cemented his growing reputation and hinted at a bright future, but the momentum stalled last season as opportunities became increasingly scarce. By the end of the campaign, McCausland had slipped down the pecking order amid fierce competition for places. His season took a further hit in April when he received a red card against Aberdeen, an incident that drew criticism and may have further dented his standing within the squad. Combined with a lack of consistent form and trust from the management, the writing on the wall has become difficult to ignore. Now, as Rangers begin to reshape their squad ahead of the new season, a loan move with a potential permanent transfer attached seems increasingly likely. For McCausland, the next step could be crucial. Whether it's a stint in the English lower leagues, a European opportunity, or an adventure across the Atlantic in MLS, the interest is there, and the time may be right to turn the page. With his technical ability, raw pace, and past flashes of promise, McCausland remains a player with untapped potential. A move away from Ibrox, even temporarily, could provide the platform he needs to rediscover his confidence, reignite his development, and remind people why he was once considered one of Rangers' most exciting prospects. As speculation builds and clubs continue to circle, Ross McCausland stands at a crossroads in his young career. In other news, Rangers defender Robin Proper is edging closer to the Ibrox exit after the club accepted an offer from FC Twente, leaving the experienced centre-back with a major decision to make. Proper has been linked with a return to his former club throughout the summer, and the interest from the Dutch side has been no secret. Officials at Twente have been vocal about their desire to bring the 31-year-old home, and now the deal is finally in motion. The move hinges on the player's final say, with Proper previously delaying any decision until he had spoken directly with new boss Russell Martin. That conversation has now taken place, and the manager made his stance clear. Speaking in a press conference, Martin confirmed the offer has been accepted and admitted that opportunities for the defender would be limited going forward, especially after the arrivals of Nasser Jaga and Emmanuel Fernandez, with Rangers also pushing to finalise a deal for Leicester's Connor Cody. We accepted a bid from FC Twente, so I think it's just a case of Robin deciding if that's what he wants and agreeing on personal terms, Martin explained. I've been really impressed with him as a guy, but obviously we've signed some centre-halves, so it's going to be difficult for him to play football. Martin added, if it happens, I think it's a good move for him. If it doesn't, it'll be because he's decided it's not the right one, and maybe he'll look for something else. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.